bass player's tune, right? Yeah. That's right, yeah. So how much total? But it's 2 cents. Perfect. And you want to be, I know that's a bass player's tune, right? We had a vocal plan over there. Yeah. That's right, yeah. So how much total? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that's good. Bass player's tune, right? Yeah, no, we got you covered. Perfect. So we're actually going to do 2 tunes up front, the first 2 tunes in the set. Let's do that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, no, we got you covered.
All right, you ready?
We're actually going to do 2 tunes up front. Now we'll give you the signal, I guess, so let's keep an eye on it. Let's do that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, no, we got you covered.
Thank you. Thank you. We like to do this one associated with Kansas City. Take it easy, greasy. We're going to feature our fabulous horn section.
1, 2, 1, 2,
Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. You got a long way to slide. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. You got a long way to slide. They say a fool in his money. So am I. Now that you're lucky, you think that you're smart. Thought you were slick, and that's no lie. Just slick enough to get a nickel from a dead man's eye. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. You got a long way to slide. Take it easy. Take it easy, easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. You got a long way to fly. Say if Oakland is funny, so am I. Now that you're lucky, you think that you're smart. Thought you were slick, that's no lie. Just think enough to get a nickel from a dead man's eye. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. Take it easy, greasy. You got a long way to fly. Take it easy, Mr. Greasy. You got a long way to slide. Take it easy. Thank you so much. My name's LaVey Smith. This is the Red Hot Skillet Lickers, and we love the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
Wow, wonderful. LaVey Smith and her Red Hot Skillet Lickers. That was wonderful. It is my great honor to welcome you all to the 7th annual Oakland Town Ball. I'm Amelia Schimmel, and I'm the public address announcer for the Oakland Athletics. I'm coming to you live from the Rotunda building at Frank Ogawa Plaza. I didn't have get dressed up and stand in front of a relatively empty banquet hall in front of a band on my pandemic bingo card, but I am happy to write it in. It's unfortunate we couldn't have this event in person, but we truly appreciate you all joining from home. In addition to this being a safe way for us to raise money for Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland, it's also a bonus that you can do so much good from your sweats and PJs on your couch. If you feel like putting on a tux or dress, that's fine too. I can't see you, but I'm sure you look great. This event is a very special one to me. I grew up and still live here in Oakland. Playing in Oakland youth sports and among many friends whose lives were enhanced by Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland. I credit those youth programs and the great city of Oakland with giving me the life I have today. Having worked in sports for over a decade, I know the importance of teamwork and support. Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland lend the hand to our youth who need it in the areas that need them the most. I spent much of my life in East Oakland, right near the High Street Club, and I've seen firsthand the great work that BGCO does. If you've seen the logo, it might be behind me, the clasped hands, it represents reaching a helping hand out to our youth and giving what you can. Tonight, you can be one of those hands. We've got a fantastic show planned for you this evening. Several great honorees, our Youth of the Year, the Game Changer Award, the Volunteer of the Year Award, and a Lifetime Achievement Award. We'll have a live fund a need a bit later on where you can donate to help support Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland, say that 3 times fast. We'll also announce the winners of our silent auction. And I'm personally looking forward to our live musical performance. You had a little bit of a taste of them so far, which also may be one of the hardest names I've ever had to pronounce in my short PA career, LaVey Smith and her Red Hot Skillet Lickers. So keep your eyes and hearts and wallets open. Now I'll turn it over to the president of Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland, Cal Stanley. We have a little bit of an audio technical difficulty. We're going to start that one again. Cal Stanley.
Energy and talents to help celebrate Oakland,
audio technical difficulty.
to honor this year's award recipients, and ultimately to help BGCO to develop our community's youth into positive contributors to society. That's our organization's mission and our purpose. Good evening, everyone. It's my honor to welcome you to tonight's 7th Oakland Town Ball on behalf of our deserving student members, our dedicated professional staff, our board of directors, which is a dedicated group of stakeholder volunteers who ensure that your generous contributions are used effectively and efficiently. It's also my great honor to express our gratitude to our hard-working Oakland Town Ball Steering Committee, co-chaired this year by Nancy O'Malley, our District Attorney for Alameda County, and Stephanie Gaywood, Director of Community Engagement and Community Fund for the Oakland A's. Stephanie is also a member of our Board of Directors here at Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland. The steering committee also includes Michael Kahn, Heidi Marcasotti, Ken Maxey, Deepa Neary, Kim Thompson, and Ellen Toad, with staff assistants including Fred Frazier, our VP of Club Operations, and Rebecca Aldea, my now former executive assistant in particular. Our ball, originally scheduled for its typical first Friday of December date, was postponed and reconfigured for tonight's virtual presentation due to the heightened COVID concerns brought on by the emergence of the Omicron variant. After 2 years of hunkering down due to the pandemic and with a strong desire to gather in person with our friends and supporters, we scheduled the event with limited in-person participation, but opted to take the safer virtual pathway in the interest of safety, safety being paramount always. The Oakland Town Ball is Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland's flagship fund and friend raiser. Tonight's proceeds will help sustain after-school and year-round clubhouse operations in our city's flatlands, East, West, and Central East Oakland, where kids need us most, and when they need us most, during their non-school hours year-round. Thank you for your continued interest and support, and for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. And BGCO is eternally grateful for our sponsors, each a stakeholder whose selfless support enables our staff and programs to give kids and teens a fighting chance against long odds. You'll meet a representative of our student membership shortly, Tyree, our 2021 Youth of the Year, who personifies our intended outcome for all of our student members. Graduated from high school on time, is enrolled in college, and is poised to make a difference in the world. Sponsors of tonight's Oakland Town Ball include, at the diamond level, Karen and Jeffrey Banks, PWC. At the gold level, Michael Bartlett, Butner Properties, in honor of Jerry Prine and Wayne Wisenton. The Dan Vera Foundation, Veronica Fauntleroy in memory of Marion F. Sims, Metrovation, Deepa and Adam Neary, Schmear Philanthropic Fund of the Jewish Community Foundation, Hal Stuber, Wells Fargo. At the silver level, Altabate Summit Medical Center, Corcoran Global Living, Heidi Marcasotti, First Republic Bank, Nancy E. O'Malley, Michael Ott Family, Rimini Street, Ross Stores Foundation, Monica Tolato and Family, at the bronze level, Bridge Bank, Comcast, Michael and Mary Kahn, Fremont Bank, the Oakland A's, Skanska, Kim Thompson and John Bliss family. We'd also like to give a shout out to our auction donors whose gifts contributed to the online silent auction element of tonight's OTB. Michael Bartlett, Brown Estate Vineyards, Michael and Mary Kahn, Veronica Fauntleroy, the Golden State Warriors, Hotel San Luis Obispo, Marriott Renaissance Orlando, the Oakland A's, Oakland Roots, the Oakland Zoo, Nancy E. O'Malley, the San Francisco 49ers, the San Francisco Giants, the San Jose Earthquakes, the San Jose Sharks, Mark Seiler, Sequoia Country Club, Ronnie Urbas family. Of course, we deeply appreciate each one of you for taking the time to join us tonight, and we sincerely hope that when you're given the opportunity to do so, to support our work financially during the Fund a Need portion of the program in a few moments, that you will step up, dig deep, and support our young people at a level that's significant for you. You can make a difference. Again, welcome and thank you for joining us. Please enjoy the program. Financially during the Fund a Need portion of the program in a few moments, that you will step up, dig deep, and support
Thank you,
our
Cal.
young people.
Joining us next is Town Ball co-chair Stephanie Gaywood to introduce the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Again, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thanks a million. Tonight I'm here to introduce our first honoree of the evening for the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award is awarded to an individual who fights for resources and investment on behalf of our kids and our community. An individual who has shown a true dedication to our community, who not only achieves excellence, but then chooses to focus that excellence in a way that gives back and benefits their community over the years. Elaine Brown is CEO of Oakland and the World Enterprises, Inc., a nonprofit organization dedicated to launching and sustaining for-profit businesses for cooperative ownership by the formerly incarcerated individuals. Since its inception, OAW has launched an urban farm in West Oakland and a food truck. Elaine is a former leader of the Black Panther Party. She's a published author, recording artist, classically trained pianist, and a community leader. Join me in a round of applause as we welcome our 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. OAW has launched an urban farm in West Oakland and a food truck. Elaine is a former leader of the Black
What greater honor than to be recognized with this Lifetime Achievement Award by people committed to supporting the needs of children and families who need it. The Boys and Girls Club of Oakland has produced many stars and great achievers, creating a safety net and opportunity for our children. What greater honor than for the last 50 or so years, I have dedicated my life's work to the uplift of Black and other socioeconomically marginalized people, especially the children. This commitment was made when I joined the Black Panther Party, as we launched our well-known Free Breakfast for Children program and similar programs, and here in East Oakland, created a model school for elementary school-aged children, officially commended by the state of California as one of the highest achieving elementary schools, where we fed children 3 meals a day and offered extracurricular activities, including sports and music and art and fun. We learned that that model works to build the foundation for a meaningful life. In my own life, I was one of the only children I knew fortunate enough to learn to play the piano. That one opportunity saved me from the rough snares of the neighborhood in North Philadelphia, where I grew up, where the elementary school offered only half-day classes, and where half the girls I knew were pregnant in their early teens, and the boys dead or in prison by then. America has not closed the wealth gap since that time, but the constancy of the program of the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland closes the opportunity gap, and for that I applaud you, and for that I thank you deeply for including me among those whom you would honor.
Congratulations, Elaine. At this time, I'd like to toss it back to Cal Stanley. He'll be introducing our Volunteer of the Year award.
Thank you again, Amelia. Friends and supporters, I have the honor of presenting our Volunteer of the Year award to Mr. Kenneth Maxey. This prestigious award, essentially the BGCO President's Award, is presented annually to a person who volunteers or who volunteered their time to improving the community through various contributions and community service. To be eligible for this honor, the nominee must have assisted or spearheaded a campaign or service that proved beneficial to an individual and or the community. Must be a current or former resident of Greater Oakland, must have made contributions of an extraordinary nature, selflessly gives of their time to improving the community without receiving monetary compensation, may be considered a mentor to others based upon their volunteer efforts. In addition to meeting the award criteria, Ken has shown a true dedication to our community, and specifically to its youth. Recognized earlier this week with a Boys and Girls Clubs of America National Service to Youth Award for his long and devoted service to youth, for achieving a 10-year milestone as a member of our BGCO board, including 2 years as its chair and chief volunteer officer. Ken has been a true champion for our mission, giving generously of his time, talent, and treasure to help BGCO, to help kids and teens to learn and grow, helping them to raise their sights, helping to expand their horizons, as he did with a once-in-a-lifetime trip abroad to the island nation of Taiwan for our teens, just as an example. Again, it's truly an honor to present the Volunteer of the Year Award to a true champion for youth, Mr. Kenneth Maxey.
All right, congratulations to Ken Maxey. It's amazing all of the great work you're able to accomplish, not just for Boys and Girls Clubs, but also throughout Oakland and the East Bay. This leads us to why we are all here. Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland have been around now for 85 years, serving the youth of Oakland. BGCO is an autonomous member of Boys and Girls Clubs of America. It is designed to instill senses of competence, usefulness, belonging, and influence in each participant. Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland's objectives include enhancing the academic success, healthy lifestyles, and good character of its youth members. There are 3 clubs in Oakland, in Central East Oakland, in East Oakland, and in West Oakland, where the need is greatest. Even during the pandemic, the clubs were able to enroll nearly 2,000 members and provide programs like arts and crafts, sports, and career development. They have a 100% high school graduation rate, 73% of whom will go on to college. The average GPA over the last year was 3.46. That's pretty good. I've been to the clubs on several occasions and have seen the smiles on the faces of its members. They learn invaluable life skills and importantly stay focused and away from the distractions that can arise outside club doors. Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland is such a fundamental institution in our great city, and I personally am grateful for its work and for all you do to support its mission. Let's take a look at a video.
Since the founding of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland in 1938, we have had one mission: to help children in our community become the best version of themselves and make a positive impact. As mentors, leaders, and change agents. Our 3 clubhouses provide safe havens throughout Oakland. It's a place where they can discover new hobbies, hone their skills, cultivate their passions, and explore their own backyard or the world. And with the guidance and support of our staff and volunteers, club members are able to thrive and push themselves towards academic excellence.
Throwing out the ceremonial first pitch is Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year, Yasmin.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland has and always will be a place for the kids who need us the most.
You saw my predecessor there. You heard Dick Callahan announcing the Youth of the Year for a ceremonial first pitch. And now I'm honored to tell you a little bit about the Youth of the Year for this past year, 2021. The Youth of the Year Award is the highest honor bestowed upon a youth member, and it honors their outstanding contributions, that of family, community, moral character, academic excellence, and public speaking, along with personal obstacles that they've had to overcome. There's no better example of that outstanding character than our 2021 Youth of the Year, Tyree. Tyree joined the club at age 7 and graduated from high school last June. He started his own clothing line called The Elephant in the Room, or TENTR, a brand that promotes being comfortable with uncomfortable topics. Tyree will now embark on his college experience where he'll study business, and after graduation, he plans to return to his community to volunteer. And that college endeavor will be a bit easier with a scholarship that BGCO is providing him as its Youth of the Year, $5,000 per year for college expenses. Now let's hear from Tyree himself.
Hello, my name is Tyree Tillis, and I am the 2021 Boys and Girls Club of Oakland Youth of the Year. I am a freshman at Clark Atlanta University, and I am studying business and finances. So far, my first year of college has been great, and I've met wonderful people, and I've made a lifetime friendship. My membership at the Boys and Girls Club has taught me a sense of purpose and citizenship within my community. The Boys and Girls Club has given me a great honor to represent my clubhouse as the Youth of the Year, with a scholarship to help assist my tuition. Thank you for listening and allowing me and my fellow club members to be great. Thank you.
Tyree certainly has a bright future ahead of him. And now, without further ado, it's time for our Fund a Need. I want to bring up Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland President Cal Stanley. He's here live, he's on video, he's everywhere, who will join me in helping you learn about our great auction items. We're going to start off with the $10,000 level. For $10,000, you can sponsor 10 student members' enrollment for a full year of BGCO. So 10 student members will be affected by this gift, and we've already got a number of members who have already contributed, and thank you so much for that generous donation. $10,000 level, and please check out the auction right now. Donate. It doesn't have to be $10,000. We're going to do different levels. Give what you can. There's nothing too small or too big. But let's talk about the $10,000 level, because I understand that for $15 to $25 a year, this is what these families pay to actually enroll their child. $15 to $25 is very different from $1,000, which is the actual cost of these programs. So can you tell us a little bit more about bridging that gap and what this donation would do?
Absolutely. Thank you, Amelia. You know, our logo, the clasped hands, actually symbolize the closing of that gap. Those hands symbolize the hands of kids of few to no means and a person who is a stakeholder supporter of many means, reaching out and taking that young person's hand and helping to pull her or him along toward their goals. So with that in mind, our kids, if we charged $1,000 for a year, we would not be serving the kids who need us most. I have no doubt there would be kids in the club, but they wouldn't be the ones who need us most. And so we charge instead the $15 to $25 fee that you referenced, and we being our board of directors and our stakeholders feverishly work to raise the balance, and so that's part of the reason we're here tonight, to help bridge that gap for our young people so that they can have the clubs, we have 3 of them in flatland Oakland communities, places to go and ways to grow, thanks to our donors.
Now, I'm scrolling on my phone and I'm seeing that these donations are coming in, and thank you so much to all of our donors. We already have Deepa and Adam Neary family. Thank you so much for donating $10,000. That's going to help 10 student members immediately. We've got Mike Bartlett, who's donated $10,000. We'd like to get to our goal. Our goal is $235,000. And we're already at 201,623 right now as we speak. That's because we've had this open for a little while, but we need to kind of get up there closer to 235, and we hope to do so tonight. All right, so let's see, $10,000. Does anybody, I'm not an auctioneer, but I can do the hey, bada, hey, bada, hey, bada, 10,000, 5,000, I don't know. It's tough with $10,000. I know it's a lot, but it means so much. So that is our $10,000 category, and we're going to move to our $5,000 level, which is an online digital animation class with BGCO partner WazEd, and that's actually for 70 club members. Enable 70 deserving youth the opportunity to engage in 4 cloud-based video production modules to kindle their interest in the digital animation facet of STEM, ranging from editing and stop-motion movie making to writing and animating their own stories to complete with defined characters, setting from a plot, with a plot from beginning, middle to end. So digital storytelling, it's really important. Actually, before I was a PA announcer, I was a producer, and I know how important that role is now. Can you tell us a little bit about the classes that WazEd provides and the partnership there?
Absolutely. Thank you yet again. Our kids, through this great partnership with WazEd, and so taking a step back, one of our tonight's honorees actually positioned us to meet Gary Payton, the NBA Hall of Famer, who is connected with WazEd, and that's kind of what got our foot in the door. So through that introduction, we got connected, and our kids are learning everything from digital animation to drones to you name it, robotics. And so the kids are just having a great time learning STEM and increasingly STEAM, putting the arts in the STEM program. So at all of our 3 clubs, the kids are building robots, little miniature robots, and teaching them how to move. They're digital animation, and of course music thrown in there as well, and they're flying drones. And when Fred Frazier, my VP of Operations, and I went to visit WazEd, I'm not ashamed to say I flew the drone into the blinds. I mean, I've never done it before. So, but our young people are doing it with aplomb, thanks to WazEd, and thanks to our folks who are friends and supporters who will give at that level to help us to continue it.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know who Gary Payton is, if you're a little bit younger than me, that's GP2's dad. So thank you for that. Also, we've noticed that Nancy O'Malley, we recognize that name. She's donated $5,000. Thank you so much. Metrovation has donated $5,000. We want you at home to contribute as well, too. So that $5,000, again, gets online digital animation classes through WazEd, and that's really important. It's a life skill that they can take all through their careers. Let's move on now to the $2,500 level. Specialized online tutoring for 2 students via BGCO partners Sylvan Learning. I personally attended, tutoring classes growing up. That was really helpful to have that one-on-one tutoring. And this would be 2 student members getting that one-on-one experience. Can you tell us a little bit more about some experiences that you've seen in the clubs from that one-on-one tutoring helping?
No, absolutely. We, of course, are working with the local Sylvan franchise, Jack McAvoy and partners. Shout out to Jack McAvoy, Oakland Rotary. Jack owns the local Sylvan franchise, and we've been partnering for a number of years, helping our young people to improve their lot. And so Sylvan, the top shelf professional for-profit tutoring and remediation program, is being made available for us courtesy of Gilead Sciences, who sponsors that for us. And Jack discounts it for us as well. So as a result of their work in our educational programs, Sylvan included, our kids typically score a half to a full grade point better than their non-participating peers in our school district.
See, that's incredible. And we also have noticed that this $2,500 level seems to be the bank's favorite level. We've got Fremont Bank, we've got Bridge Bank, thank you. We've got Skanska donating $2,500. Thank you so much to everyone at home who's donating right now at that $2,500 level. 2 students are going to benefit from Sylvan Learning's tutoring. At the $1,000 level, we talked about the $10,000 level being 10 student members membership dues for a year. This is 1 student member. For $1,000, you can sponsor 1 BGCO student member for a year. We talked a little bit about it, bridging that gap. The fees are only $15 to $25 a year, but this $1,000 will really help bridge the gap between that $15 and the $1,000. So $1,000, I want the donations to pour in right now. I'm looking at the app live. We've got Sean Marks and Raina Webb. Thank you so much. Scrolling, Melody Phipps, thank you so much for your donation at that level. And Cal, you have anything more to say about that year-long membership, how that $1,000 benefits this student member, what kinds of programs it might go towards?
Yeah, well, thank you. And so there's a lot that I could say about that $1,000 price point, and some of which has been said already. But, you know, our young people, again, pay a fee so as to help get them out of the syndrome of getting something for nothing. And so when you pay $1,000 to help a young people to be engaged in our programs year-round, any person who has children probably out there in our listening audience know you can't find anything for $25 to enroll your young person in for a full year, 6 hours after school, 8 hours all day during the summer. So you help us to make that available for our young people because they can't afford to pay what it truly costs. And costs are real because, well, we don't get a discount on our occupancy costs, our energy, our insurance, the whole 9 yards. So you help pay that freight for our young people. And so when you pay that freight for our young people in an annual cycle, we have 36 different programs and services that a young person can participate in 5 core areas. And those 5 core areas are character and leadership development, education and career development, sports, fitness, and recreation, health and life skills, and the arts. And so 36 different programs across that, ranging from our Brain Factory, which is after-school tutoring, homework assistance, and remedial enrichment. But we know if we called it that, no self-respecting kid would come to the club. But when you call it the Brain Factory and incentivize it and pepper in meals and snacks, young people come in droves. Seasonal team sports, the arts, dancing, what I mentioned earlier is part of the STEM curriculum, health and life skills. We get kids free examinations, you name it, helping our young people to learn and grow and to transcend their circumstances.
Well said. And if I'm understanding correctly, Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland have 6 members in the National Boys and Girls Clubs Hall of Fame, which is the most of any Boys and Girls Club. So that is wonderful. Thank you so much to everyone who donated at that level at $1,000. We've got 46 supporters, 46 people who have donated, or groups who have donated so far. We're a little over 200,000. We're getting closer to 235, but please keep the donations pouring in. We're going to go to $750 level. This is a fun one. It's going to provide a U.S. Open Grand Slam tennis experience for one student member. Enable one budding young BGCO youth tennis program participant a first-time flight experience, complete with the opportunity to attend opening sessions and chances to see their favorite star or up-and-coming tennis phenom during the 2022 U.S. Open in Flushing Meadows, New York. That is really cool. I mean, I don't think you need to be interested in tennis in order to find that very inspirational. I mean, I've been to the U.S. Open, and it's a really cool experience where you're in it. You're not in the nosebleeds. You're actually interacting. You see tennis players go from the practice courts to the main court, and I think it would just be an unbelievable experience. Can you talk a little bit more about what that experience might mean to a member?
Oh, absolutely. Increasingly, well, first and foremost, it's difficult. It's always been difficult to be a kid, but I think it's more difficult nowadays than it ever has been. A lot of things tugging at their attention. And so we try to continually infuse and renew our programs, keep them relevant. And for those of you who received our most recent newsletter, you see that we started a new tennis program in partnership with the Oakland Tennis Council, supported by the USTA. And so giving kids goals and objectives to keep them on the course, keep them towing the line, coming to practice and demonstrations and such, we have to set some goals, like getting them back to the U.S. Open. And it's on my bucket list as well. Of course, I would pay my own freight. But teaching our kids a new skill, hand-eye coordination involved with tennis, and they, of course, will learn it as a lifetime health and fitness and leisure time pursuit as well. And so not only are they staying in better shape, but you never know, we may have the next Serena and Venus amongst our cohort.
I hope so, and I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to go next to the $500 level. This is a great one as well, too. This is going to provide state-of-the-art laptop computers with software for 2 student members. We all know how important computers are these days, especially right now. You're on your computer watching it at home. That's how you connect to the world. It's one thing to have all these active programs and athletics and arts and crafts, and that's great too, but being able to have a computer that's up to date with internet and the right software is really, really crucial to learning. I mean, how many times have we said, I'll just Google it, right? So the ability to be able to do that we take for granted sometimes. So providing 2 computers for $500, and anybody who's bought a laptop before knows they cost much more than that. $500 level, let's see those donations. We want to get 2 computers to 2 student members, and tell us a little bit about the laptop learning in the clubs, if you could. I know it's a little bit of a broad question.
Well, you know, our kids need help, and there's no shortage of ways to help, as one of my past board chairs explained some time back. The laptops are essential right now, as our kids are, well, we don't know where COVID is going, when it be resurgent, what the next variant will be, when we'll be distance learning again. And so we have to help our young people, again, who need us most, to have the ability to pivot, to keep up with their classrooms and their work. And there aren't many colleges that don't require a computer. So making sure that our kids are tech savvy, know their way around the information superhighway, and are able to keep pace with these turbulent times for their education.
Thank you. All right, and thank you to everyone who's already donated that $500 level. And thank you again to people who have donated in our next category, the $250 level. I see Patricia Hardy has donated. Thank you so much, Patricia. This $250 level that we're about to talk about is the Seasonal Sports League participation for 1 student member. This will provide 2 student members, will provide young athletes with the opportunity to play flag football, basketball, baseball, softball for 1 year. I personally grew up in the Oakland Girls Softball League. We called it Bobby Sox decades ago. In Oakland youth leagues, I played a million sports, and I know how important they were. Just teamwork, leadership skills, meeting people, meeting different people. It's just so important to have those youth leagues and to have the participation. So your $250 donation would help 2 student members participate in those leagues. Now, I want to ask you, Dave Stewart, you guys may know the name, Oakland A's great. He attributes a lot of his success to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland. He was a member. He is now, one of the greatest of all time, a World Series champion. He's Dave Stewart, right? So your $250 could create the next Dave Stewart, and that's pretty cool. You want to talk a little bit about our friend Stu?
It'd be my great honor to talk about our friend Stu. We were part of my cohort, if you will, when we were club members at the Oziani Car Branch at 86th Avenue International. He played all 3 sports in high school, and I focused on basketball, and we did beat St. Elizabeth's. He and I dispute a lot of these kind of memory things. But you mentioned earlier that Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland, with 6, has more alumni enshrined in the National Alumni Hall of Fame. Our first enshrinee was Dave Stewart, and it was my great honor to be invited to go back to Orlando with his sister Carolyn, who was on the staff at that time as well, to see him receive this great honor. And so Stu was just a regular guy at the club like the rest of us. You just kind of, you don't know the places that they will go. And so we appreciate the board members and donors who supported and kept the clubs open back then as we do now. So you just never know what the kids' potential, where it will take them with a little bit of help.
And thank you already to Chris Sullivan, who's donated $250. Monica Telato, thank you so much at the $250 level. At the $100 level, the Horizon Broadening Incentives for 1 student member. You can provide 1 youth with transportation and admission to a regional theme park or similar attraction as incentive to participate in supplemental education programs and to strive for academic excellence. So, theme parks, how is that so important to their learning? Because I know that, like, it's fun, but this $100 to provide one student member with the experience that they just get to kind of let loose and have some fun, that seems very, very important to me. What do you think?
Absolutely. You know, it's an opportunity to get away, to get out of the city limits with their friends, with their cohort. You know, we provide family support services, and just making these kinds of activities available for our kids who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford them is family support. But directly with the young people, it's an opportunity to go, to expand their horizons, and it's incentive to stay the course with the club's curriculum. You know, again, there are a lot of things that are vying for our young people's attention, and so we have to be able to stay current with our offerings, and getting them to the regional theme parks with their friends is kind of a big draw.
And thank you already to past President Veronica Fauntleroy, who has donated $100 towards the Horizon Broadening incentives. We're going to move on now to the $75 level. Arts and crafts supplies for one student member. You can provide program supplies that ignite and spark the artistic talents of a young artist over the course of a year. I went to a couple of the clubs already, and I've seen art on the walls everywhere, and some are just wonderful. You're blown away. Have you seen any budding artists in the clubs that might benefit from these arts and crafts supplies at that $75 level?
No, absolutely. And so when you mention the art that you have seen on the wall, it kind of reminds me, part of the reason we do an arts and crafts program is so that the art doesn't get on our walls in the form of graffiti. You're talking about works of art that our young artists have done. And so, yes, we've had young people over the years participate in our national arts and crafts contests, and we've had them advance pretty far. And when we're clicking on all cylinders, we ask businesses around town to let us display our young people's the best of the best artwork. And so again, giving our kids incentive, arts and crafts, just give kids a means of self-expression, and much needed in this day and age. There's been an uptick in suicide by young adults, and so just giving kids reasons and hope, ways to express themselves, to tell a story that they may not be able to verbalize, is what a donation at this level will do.
Not everyone likes to talk as much as we do, so having that outlet is really, really important. Thank you to everyone who donated at the $75 level. Moving on to the $50 level, you can provide a dance costume for one All the Right Moves youth dance program performer. Help kindle and sustain a lifetime of interest in dance and performing arts for one student member. Again, there are a lot of talented people there in the clubs. There's artists, there's future athletes, dancers. Have you seen any remarkable dancers come through?
We do. Yes, thank you for that question as well. You know, we, if we weren't shrouded in COVID and in the throes of a pandemic, we'd be in a room full of people. And we have had our young people over the years provide a performance, you know, just to give our stakeholders a feel for what the return is on their donations, their investments, if you will. And so we have young people, we have a dance floor in all three of our clubhouses, and the one on High Street has a sprung floor. And I didn't know what that was until our dance teacher asked if we could do it, and raised the money to do it. Yuki, I hope you're watching. Thank you for that. And so young people just, again, have an opportunity to develop discipline, to work on their fitness, because, you know, dancers are athletes. When you see some of the moves that they do and some of the air that they get in the leaps, and so we're trying to make sure that our young people have that, not that all of them are going to become a Misty Copeland, who is an alumnus of a Boys and Girls Club. She's a national spokesperson for Boys and Girls Clubs of America. But we feel that they will become outstanding dancers and have that as a means of self-expression as well.
Thank you. So thank you to everyone who donated at the $50 level. We see some donations in here. We really want to get closer to that $235,000 level. So that $50 again is really, really important, and you could create the next Misty Copeland, which is really, really cool. Thank you so much to all who donated for our Fund a Need. Thank you to Cal for being up here with me and explaining it a little bit more. Your contributions mean so much to the youth of Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland. Now I want to turn it over to Alameda County District Attorney and Event Co-Chair, Nancy O'Malley.
It's my honor to introduce Terry Wiley, Chief Assistant of the District Attorney's Office and this year's recipient of the Game Changer Award. Terry is the youngest of 12. He has spent his life supporting, educating, and empowering youth and young adults. He has combined his successful experience in sports and his stellar career in the law to create programs that mentor and educate. Terry has created mentorship programs, including for Cal athletes and educating youth about their rights. He's been a leader and a role model for law students and young lawyers. In everything Terry does, he leaves a productive and positive mark. He is a game changer.
I want to thank the Oakland Boys and Girls Club and its director, Cal Stanley, and the board of directors for my selection to receive the Game Changer Award. I also want to thank District Attorney Nancy O'Malley for that kind introduction. The Boys and Girls Clubs all over this nation believe that every child, regardless of circumstance, should be able to display their talents and push the limits of their confidence. Opportunities for lifelong success should be within the grasp of every child. The world is a better place when it works for everyone. And it takes an experience or opportunity like the ones that thousands of kids receive every day from the Boys and Girls Clubs across this nation. The experience that gives them that belief that there is life out there that holds promise for them. You know, as the youngest of 12 children whose father passed away when I was only 7 years old, I received those opportunities. In my case, it was from youth football coaches, Bill Johnson and Guy Handy, who coached hundreds of kids over the years. And it was during those 3 hours of the day that they had us under their tutelage that they instilled discipline, confidence, determination, teamwork, learning how to trust the person next to you. You know, all of the qualities that you need to be successful. That's why we created the Know Your Rights program, It Can Save Your Life, where we teach kids how to interact with law enforcement and survive those interactions, or participating in Career Day at Oakland high schools and telling our story so these kids can understand the promise that life holds for them. Or during COVID, helping close the digital divide by helping bring attention to the problem. So I want to thank you for this beautiful acknowledgement, and to come from such an organization that I hold in such high esteem, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. As you may know, we had a silent auction taking place online over the last week. The auction ended earlier today, so I'd like to announce the winners of each item. The autographed Joe Staley jersey, go Niners, went to Dean Barbieri. Thank you, Dean. The Giants game and signed ball went to Wendy Broderick. Thank you so much for your donation. The getaway at the hotel in San Luis Obispo, that went to Jennifer Cabalquinto. The signed Jimmy Garoppolo ball, again, let's go Niners, went to Megan Clay. The Oakland A's suite and first pitch and jersey, that's a really cool one, went to Brett Dickey and Marcy Gutierrez, who also won the Oakland Roots season tickets. Thank you so much for your donations. The weekend in Tahoe, that was anonymous. The family day at the Oakland Zoo, love the Oakland Zoo, it's always a good time, that went to Patty Losa. The Warriors suite and autograph ball, it's a ball signed by the entire team, that is really cool, that went to Patrick Morin, who, Patrick Morin, is also the winner of the next few items, the You've Been Served dinner with Nancy O'Malley, the autographed Steph Curry jersey, the 1 week stay in Baja, California, oh my gosh, a lot of fun for Patrick, and the Sharks game with a signed Tomas Hertl jersey. So thank you so much for all of that. Wow, a lot of donations from Patrick, thank you so much. And these two were anonymous, a weekend in Clear Lake, that's gonna be a fun getaway, and the Sequoia Country Club foursome, that golf foursome. Next, we have Hong Tak, who won the Orlando resort trip, the Brown Estates Vineyards gift, and the San Jose Earthquakes tickets and jerseys. So thank you to everyone who donated at the silent auction. Your generosity is it just blows us away. So, and I hope you have a great time on all those trips and those experiences. All right. On behalf of all the kids we serve, thank you to tonight's sponsors, donors, and the steering committee who helped put on a great event. It was a pleasure serving as your MC, and I want to welcome back Cal Stanley one more time. Can I borrow you? Cal is always taking selfies. He's probably, you got a selfie.
Talked your way out of that.
I don't know what's.
You?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was terrific. We thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Heartfelt contributions and things like that.
I appreciate. I had a really good time tonight. Thank you guys so much for this event.
And in kind of a wait, there's more. The gentleman here who just presented you with the bouquet of flowers is Michael Ott, who, as of this past Tuesday, is the next chairman of the board for Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland's governing board of directors. By day, he is a VP with the Clorox Company, and when it's not day, he's coaching youth football, married, and on our board of directors doing a bang-up job. So in addition to those roses, this is also a token of our appreciation that may fit on your desk.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
And it reads, "Thanks for the helping hand. Great futures start here. Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland," and it has the clasped hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Amelia
I appreciate
from East
it.
Oakland. Thank you so much. Really, your personal touch was awesome.
Thank you so much. And Oakland means so much to me. Right. So Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland is just such a wonderful thing. Thank you. I'm really honored to be able to do this tonight. I love the city of Oakland. I really do. So thank you for these. And tonight's program may be coming to a close, but it's not too late to support or learn more about Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland. Go to bgcoakland.org. A very special thanks to LaVey Smith and her Red Hot Skillet Liquors for tonight's entertainment. And now, please enjoy some more of their musical stylings. That's it for me. Good night.
1, 2, 1, 2,
Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. I don't think I ought to, was my gay reply. He promised to behave like a good father should, and treat me nice and gentle like a black king would. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a low down dirty lie. Come into my parlor. to do a little cha-cha number. Thank you so much. If you like to cha-cha, go on ahead. Don't let nobody stop you.
One, two, three, cha-cha-cha.
I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those loving arms. I'm back where I belong, back in baby's arms. Don't know why we quarrel. We never did before. Now I'm back where I belong, and in my baby's arms I'm gonna stay. I'm back in baby's arms. I miss those loving arms. I'm back where I belong, back in baby's arms. Don't know why we quarrel. We never did before. Now I'm back where I belong, and in my baby's arms I'm gonna stay. I'm back in baby's arms. I miss those loving arms. I'm back where I belong, back in baby's arms. Back in baby's arms. I'm back in baby's arms. Thank you. We love the Boys and Girls Club. Again, thank you so much for inviting us.
One, two, up.
I want a big fine daddy. I want a big fine daddy. I want a big fine daddy. A reason I sing this song. I'm gonna sing it all night long. Fine daddy, ooh, fine daddy, my big fine daddy, we like to do this number by Mr. Duke Ellington, somebody who I'm sure would have loved the Boys and Girls Club. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. take a trip all the way to Kentucky. Blue Moon of Kentucky. If you feel like dancing and getting groovy, this is a perfect number. Go on ahead.
Who's going to solo on this? Maybe alto and bone. Alto and bone. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Now it was all one moonlight night, stars shining bright, whisper on high. My lover said goodbye. I said, the moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. although I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
This little boy of mine is no, yeah.
We like to do this song Mr. Ray Charles wrote. And don't feel shy if you feel like dancing. This little boy of mine.
No breaks. We'll start it out. Just no breaks. 1, 2,
You know, this little boy of mine
Okay.
We're going to go to New Orleans, people.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Go marching in. When the saints go marching in, you know I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the sun refuses to shine, when the sun refuses to shine. You know I want to be in that number. When the sun refuses to shine. Oh, when the saints go marching in. When the saints go marching in. You know I want
for being here and for having us. Congratulations.